Hello, happy Wednesday. We're in Genesis chapter 8 today, so I encourage you to do your reading there. And as I read Genesis chapter 8, the text begins in verse 1 and says, "And God remembered Noah, who had entered the ark with two of every living creature, extra animals of the clean animals to offer sacrifice," because we actually see in this chapter when Noah exits the ark that he offers sacrifice to the Lord of the limited livestock and animals that remain. Part of that is given back to God as an offering. It's a great principle for us. But we read on down, and it talks about the raven that has been dispatched, and so I assume that maybe that raven landed on floating carcasses that were on the surface of the water and found his nutrition and sustenance there. Of course, the dove is released, and the dove comes back empty-handed because it can't find a place to land, because doves don't hang out on dead things like ravens do. And then the dove is released again and comes back with an olive leaf in its mouth, and then the dove is released again and ultimately doesn't come back. But Noah was on that ark for about a year, Noah with his 7 family members. But we come all the way down to the end of Genesis chapter 8, and the Bible says that God made a promise and a pact that he wouldn't destroy the earth again by water. And then it makes this statement that until time is no more, that there will be summer and winter, there will be heat and there will be cold. Well, that's the first time that cold is mentioned. Apparently that firmament or expanse that existed at creation kept the earth kind of evenly temperate, and now that had been broken up, and there had been a universal flood, and the entire atmosphere of the earth had been changed, revolutionized. Rain was now a present reality, not a continual rain to cover the face of the whole earth as had been experienced, but seasonal rain and the effect of climate. But anyway, Genesis 8:22, the first time we find summer, winter, cold, and heat. And we're in our cold season. This is the middle of winter. We've got a few more weeks of it until spring makes its appearance, and most of us don't enjoy winter as much as we do summer, but it is important for some parts of our tourism industry. Some folks do enjoy being outside, sledding and skiing, and those kinds of things. But we see God's faithfulness. Maybe the most important thing to pull out of chapter 8 is just in verse 1, where the Bible says that God remembered Noah. We'll be gathering for worship today, and we've got hot dogs on the menu for Wednesday night supper. So I look forward to our fellowship together. Many folks under the weather, battling various illnesses, even some folks in the hospital. Gloria South, Kaylee Litton, James, Violet Sievert, Keith Compton are a few that I know for sure are in the hospital. Also praying for Pastor Steve Matthews, and so at Baptist Hospital. So please remember each and every one of those, and may God richly bless you.